Welcome back to another episode of Watch What You Say podcast, episode 5. Get your ish together. Adulting is one of the biggest scams in life. Nobody told us when we were in kindergarten, 5th grade, 8th grade, even high school, that adulting would entail everything that it has. You know, we come to this earth with no bills, nothing, and subsequently we have to pay bills until we die. So adulting is a scam, but that's a part of life that we have to deal with. And so I'd rather be alive to deal with it than the alternative. So you take everything as it comes. But this week, along with adulting, part of adulting is that we want to do a self-audit. Ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, whoever sees this, we are getting ready to go into September, which means we have 4 months until the start of the new year, until 2026. And this year has gone by just like that, so fast. It's really probably September and then Thanksgiving and then Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, and then it's the new year. So I wanted to talk about doing a self-audit. A self-audit is essentially something that we do to kind of take stock of where we are, what we've done from the beginning of the year till now. I like to do a self-audit quarterly. And so almost kind of with the change of the seasons, you know, and we're getting ready to go into fall, hopefully sooner than later with the weather, because it is hot, like hot, and the humidity is crazy. But aside from that, we have to do a self-audit. It is important to do that so that we can see where we are, what we've done, what we still need to do, what we haven't done, and why we haven't done it. And that means that sometimes we don't mean to not follow through with things, but life happens. Again, like I said, adulting is a scam. And so there are bills to pay, there's relationship issues, there's job issues and employment and all that kind of stuff. And just life in general, life is going to life. And so I like to do a self-audit quarterly, you know, once, I just said that, but anyway, you can cut it up, but quarterly. And so I'm kind of in a space of throwing away stuff. What doesn't serve me, it's got to go. And so that means getting rid of old clothes that no longer fit, getting rid of papers and papers and papers. I don't know if anybody else is like me, that you get mail and you just kind of put them in a drawer somewhere or out of sight, out of mind. And all of a sudden you have a drawer full of not necessarily bills, but just unnecessary papers that you just don't need. Throw it out. You don't need it. You're not looking at it. Throw away those old clothes, like I say, that don't fit you anymore. Make room for new. Clear out the clutter, because clutter, my therapist said that having clutter is a sign of chaos and also brings anxiety. And so if your room is cluttered and full with stuff, that means your mind is going to be racing because you don't know what to tackle first. And so just take it day by day. Get yourself a plan. And one of the best plans of action that you could take is to get SMART goals. Now we're going to talk about SMART goals. What are SMART goals? SMART goals are something that's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, or time-based. So what does it mean to be specific? Specific means goals should be well-defined, clear, and unambiguous. They should answer questions like what needs to be accomplished and who is responsible. In this case, you or I would be responsible. Measurable, meaning that goals need to be specific criteria to track progress. This could be through metrics, milestones, or quantifiable measures, or, you know, just a regular to-do list. Achievable. Goals should be realistic and attainable given available resources and constraints. an example of that would be, I work out and I try to go to the gym. I try to go 3 times a week, but depending on how I feel, sometimes it's only 2. But if you're someone who has, you made up in your mind that you want to get active, you want to get fit, you want to get back in the gym, maybe you feel uncomfortable going to the gym because you think that people are going to be looking at you and you're self-conscious and stuff. Well, then do something smaller, like walking around your neighborhood. If it's a safe neighborhood, walk around the neighborhood, or find a park that you can walk. And that will get, that's something that's attainable. That's something that you can do. That's right up close. It's not you having to go to the gym and feel inadequate or feel like you're not good enough. Again, feel like everybody's looking at you. Start where you are. Start at home. Again, walk around the block. Find a neighbor or, people in your household who may want to work out with you or walk with you. Something like that. Develop a daily habit. And then you'll get to the point where you are seeing results. And then that may lead to the confidence to actually get a gym membership if you don't already have one. Or go to the gym and use the membership like you should, and don't just let the debit come out every month and you not go, like I've done in the past. But so after we've got our specific goal, specific, measurable, achievable, then we have relevant. And relevant means that there's just goals that should align with the broader objectives and be kind of worthwhile to pursue. And then we have time-bound or time-based, and that's goals should have a clear deadline or time frame for completion. I am one who falls short on the time-based time thing because sometimes I'm all over the place. And perfect example, I had a book that I have been trying to read now for a year. And I will start the book. I will get maybe 5 chapters in, put it down, and say to myself, I'm going to finish the rest of this book. I'm going to read the next chapter. Don't do it. And then by the time I go back to it, I forgot what was in the first 5 chapters. So then I have to start from the beginning. And so what I've begun to do is every other night for that book in particular, I set aside about a half hour to 40 minutes timed on a clock to read. And so for me, that is something specific that's measurable because I have on the day the time that I'm going to do it and how many minutes I'm going to do it for. And it's relevant because I want to get to the next chapter and finally finish the book. The book has, I think, 12 chapters. It's really not a thick book, but again, we get so distracted with so many other things. And it's like the book is good, but then I just put it aside and find something else, or there's something else to do. No, I get specific with it, the day, the time, how long I'm going to read. And then when that's done, I check it off my to-do list. So therefore, I've accomplished a little bit each day. It goes a long way. So that's something that you can think about. So again, SMART goals, develop them. It's a good habit to develop. You won't be disappointed. And you'll find that as you develop this habit, things become easier and it's not so much of a chore. You actually find joy because you're actually completing something. I think there's a sense of ownership that you can have when you're accomplishing the goal, no matter how small. Daily habits make all the difference. So again, SMART goals, make sure they're specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based or time-bound. So for me, again, it's like going to the gym. When I say I'm going to go to the gym, getting up at 5:30 or 6 o'clock on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yeah. But I do TV and film, and I'm on stage, and so I want to look good on camera. I have to put in the work. I have to do this. So I have to. I don't want to, but I have to. And then the end result the proof is in the pudding, as they say, because when I'm on set or when I'm singing or performing live and I have the energy and the stamina and I look good, I feel good. So overall, my performance is better. That's less anxiety. That's one less thing I have to worry about because I'm in shape and I am in good bodily form. So SMART goals, along with your self-audit, is going to work wonders. It's going to change your life. And now, word to the wise. Word to the wise for this week. Simply take it all one step at a time, one day at a time. You can only do but so much. There are only 24 hours in a day. We have, most of us, 8 hours of actual work, and then we have another 8 hours supposedly of sleep. I'm probably like 5 hours on average. And then after that, the other remaining hours, because I hate math, so I'm not going to do that, but the other hours, use those to harken back to accomplishing some of your SMART goals, doing some self-auditing. But again, take it one day at a time. Don't get bogged down and burdened with trying to do everything all at once. You're just going to burn out. You're going to be frustrated with yourself. You're going to have a bad attitude, and it's going to spill over into your relationships with other people, and you'll probably end up getting in unnecessary arguments. So take it as it comes each day, each thing. Again, get you a list, your SMART goal list, a to-do list actually. If you can set yourself up for success by having some sort of to-do list, daily or weekly, that you can go to and check off and sign off. And then when you're done, you have a sense of accomplishment. It's like, I've done something, and now you can cross that off. For me, it is throwing away old clothes that aren't even worth donating, clothes that aren't worth selling, stuff that I can't fit anymore, stuff that is not in season or that people don't wear anymore. So that's one of the things that I'm doing for myself, is that. So I was sitting here with my producer, Mike, who is off camera. He let me know that our ABCs are no longer sung the way that we know. And I said, well, what do you mean? What do you mean it's not sung the way it's normally? When did that change? And he played for me the new alphabet song. And I was very, very, very disappointed. So in my mind, and what we've learned as a millennial and everyone before us, it goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing them with me? Or something like that, right? But what he played me broke my heart. It goes like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q. I forget what the rest of the letters go. That's insane. What are we doing to our children? What are we doing to the babies? They're supposed to have the good rhyme that we all remember. I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. So my kids will not be learning the new way. Well, they may learn it in school, but they will learn the old way at home. When I have kids. I don't have kids right now, I don't think. But yeah, essentially that blew my mind. Like, I thought he was joking. I thought that was some type of AI thing, but it's real. The alphabet song. So, the world seems like it's on fire. These United States seems like we are in a ball of chaos, like just unimaginable things that are occurring, from ICE raids to the redistricting of seats. No, gerrymandering of seats, redrawing of maps, which we're going to start that over because I'm just going to stop, and here we go. So the world is on fire, especially these United States. If you turn on the news, if you look online, it's just chaotic everywhere. We have unemployment is up for, black women. I think it's 100,000 have been laid off this year so far. People have been losing their jobs from the Doge cuts. We have so much chaos in the White House, chaos in our government. Eggs are still high. I don't eat eggs, but eggs are still high. Just the cost of living has gone up without raises for people. People have to get second jobs. Some people have to get third jobs. It is just a mess. And so I would like to encourage you, as I encourage myself, to hang in there. It is going to get better. We have to make sure that we are showing up for our families, showing up for ourselves, showing up for our children, our spouses, our significant others, showing up for the elderly, those marginalized groups of people, helping our brother, helping our sister. We are our neighbor's keeper, I like to believe. And I think karma is a real thing. I think what you put out, you ultimately get back. And so the world needs to be a little bit more kinder to each other, regardless of political party. We all bleed the same. We all have hopes and fears and days that are great and times when we want to feel like that the world is just, we can't make it. But I would encourage you to stay strong, to find your source, find the thing that grounds you. For me, it's God and family and things like that. But for you, it could be different. But find something that grounds you. Get focused. Remember to love each other. We are in this together. I think as we look at things like the Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump and all these things, we need to also be accountable for our actions as human beings. We are not perfect by any means, but we should strive to be good people. It should be something that we work towards every day to be 1%, at least 1% better than we were the day before. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not going to have times when life is just going to life and you may act out, poorly, or you just may say F it for that day. But it's okay, because each new day that we are blessed to wake up, it is a restart. It is a reset. Most of the time, what plagued us the day before really was of no consequence, really doesn't matter, because we have a fresh day, a fresh start to either find a new way to handle that problem, to bring a resolution, or it doesn't exist anymore. And so again, I would encourage you to remember our humanity. Remember to really, really love ourselves. And I think when we begin to love ourselves, we learn how to treat other people better. I have found that when people treat others horribly, it's because they don't love themselves. There's something in them that they can't stand when they look in the mirror. When they're by themselves in their, silent moments, they don't like who they are. And so therefore that spills out into how they treat other people. I used to believe that the golden rule was treat others how they want to be treated. But if you don't love yourself, you're not going to treat yourself right, which means you're sure as hell not going to treat the other person or even a stranger the right way. And so be encouraged. We have better days ahead. A lot of this stuff is temporary. I choose to believe that there's good in most people, unless you hurt kids, animals, and the elderly, or hurt women. But yeah, I think if we really, really stop and examine the world around us, what we can effectively change, I think then we can make a global change. If you can change what's in your household for the better, then you change your neighborhood. You change your neighborhood, you change your city. You change your city, you change your state. You change your state, you change the nation. You change the nation, you can move the world. And so I think that we have to put our best foot forward and really come together and do our best to serve each other, because we're on this rock called Earth until we leave, or until, I guess, the aliens come. I think they said the alien ship is supposed to be here by November. No. If there were aliens, they would surely not stop on this rock, because they would probably say, all of that chaos, all that stuff, nah, we're not about to do that. So I don't believe in aliens. I'm just saying. But yeah, remember to love each other. That's all. I'm going to be going on a little hiatus for a couple weeks, so you'll be able to watch episodes 1 through this one, which is episode 5, on YouTube, and then we'll be working our way to Spotify and Apple Podcasts soon. So yeah, that's all I got. Be safe. Have a wonderful rest of your summer. Next week is my birthday, so I will be away on a much needed vacation, and I'll tell you guys about that when we get back. But we have some new segments in store for you, a way that the listeners can participate, and so stay tuned for that. But be safe. I love you guys. God loves you. God always has your back. And remember to watch what you say.